Hi everybody, my name is Destiny and welcome to my channel. Instagram, my Twitter, Facebook, all of my usernames, that's going to be in the bottom. So please follow me. I do follow back. I really wanted to make this video. Oh yeah, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I believe my purpose on this earth is to serve others, and meaningfully, having obviously some value, because a lot of people say they serve others, but they don't really have any value behind that. But I truly believe I was born to serve others and, to make a difference in people's lives. And I really feel like this video that I wanted to do, originally I wanted to talk about depression, but overall I'm going to talk about mental health. It's a real topic. When I was 10 years old, I was diagnosed with ADHD. And my social worker was working with my mom and me, told my mom that I have, social anxiety, and I have, more so depression than anything else. I'm only 10 years old. It's me with pills to take. So my mom was giving them to me for a certain amount of time. But then I remember when she stops, and I remembered, I'm like, Mom, why am I not getting those little white pills anymore? And she was like, you don't need them. You're fine. And, I completely agree with my mom's decision. This is one thing I'm going to say. This is to everybody in any age. If you feel like you do not need any medication, please don't do it. There's so many different alternatives that you can go to, opposed to just getting prescribed a medication. Because let me tell you, I personally don't believe that really helps. Blame myself. For any little thing I went through, I will always blame myself. And I just want to tell you, if that sounds like you, if you feel like no matter what the situation is, it's always your fault, you're wrong. It's not always your fault. There are situations that happen that are out of our control, and it's okay to get upset about it, but it's not okay to blame yourself. And I always had this mental battle with myself. And, for those of you who suffer from depression, understand what I'm talking about. It's like you're fighting with yourself in your head. It's just like, one minute you're just like, no, I'm good. I'm just this strong, dominant person. And the next you're like, I'm not shit. I don't know what to do with myself. I feel like crap. And it's like a never-ending battle. And I trust me, I went through that. There's times where I find myself almost getting into that place in my mind. I'm just like, nope, gotta get myself out of it. And recently I felt like that. Went into therapy when I believe I was in the 6th grade. In the 6th grade, I had wrote a note. I wrote I have 2 older brothers. The second oldest, I wrote that he was my hero, and how if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't want to be living. I see a psychologist, and from that, they told my mom she needs to go see a therapist. And this is one thing that I want to just help everyone out with. If you feel like you need to seek counseling, please do. It is so helpful. I personally went to a therapist for about 6 years of my life. 6 years of my life. And it helped me a lot. And, I didn't feel judged. It was a third person. They knew nothing about the situation I was going through. They didn't know anyone. And that's always good. Sometimes when you're stressed, you want to talk to friends and family members, and, you'll get the feeling, people are going to be people, and they're going to say things. You're not going to like what they say. And you're just like, well, what the hell? You're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to be there for me. That also can lead to you going down that road where it's like, damn, no one understands me. No one wants to listen to me. And you're going down again. You're falling in deeper into the hole. So I'm pro going to therapy. Just because you're going to therapy, please don't feel like you're crazy. Please don't feel like there's something wrong with you. No. I used to feel like that. I would tell my mom, I'm not crazy. Why do I need to go to therapy? And, my mom would have to consistently tell me, this is to help you. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not for anything else. It's just to help you. One of the things I'll never forget that really helped me, and I hope it'll help you, is write down how you feel, okay? For those who say, no, I'm not a writer, hear me out. When you write down how you feel, you express yourself on a piece of paper. You're not typing it on your phone. You're literally writing it down. You reflect back on your thoughts. And you see when you're in that dark place, that dark mindset, and you know, the next morning or 2 days later, you read it, you realize like, wow, what the hell did I write? And why did I feel like this? Why was I thinking these thoughts? Like, this was questions I would ask myself, okay? And also another thing that helped me with overcoming my deep depression was writing down goals. And that helped me a lot. I always been a visionary. I always knew, you know, growing up how I grew up on everything you could think of, every government assistance you could think of. I grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey. I'm a Jersey girl. So I grew up in all the assistance you could think of from the government myself. And I remember my therapist telling me, you know, when you write down what you want for yourself and for your future life, you know, things become true. And it's so surreal. And, you know, there's this book that I read. It's called The Secret. I highly recommend anyone who doesn't really believe in like this power of the spoken word or written goals or just having faith. This book will tell you why, pretty much. And if you read it, then you know what I'm talking about. And obviously at that time I didn't read this book, but you know, this book came along later on in my life, but there was a reason why. And writing goals is so important, right? And that was one of the things that really helped me overcome my deep depression. One of the other ways that helped me was to find somehow how you can kind of help someone else, even though you're in your dark space, right? So it sounds crazy, but let me tell you, it could be the smallest thing. It could just like help an old lady walk across the street, or you know, if someone needs $1, like change on the bus, and you just give them that. That's the smallest ways that you can help someone, and you feel so good. Doing something little every day, meaning helping someone or just doing something for someone else, that will really make you feel good. And that's not something you'll forget. Like, you'll go to lay down in your bed and think about, wow, like I did a really nice thing today. Like, that made me feel really good. Like, it always used to make me feel really good. And still till this day, like, I always find ways to help someone else. Another thing that I really had to overcome was not living in the past. I used to always, especially in my relationship, and I highly recommend this book. This book right here, Five Love Languages. I had to like reread this book like a bunch of times. I have to actually read it again just because I forgot some of the things that were in there. But in my relationship, the first year was hell. Okay, it was hell. It added on to my depression, and I had no idea what the hell I was gonna do. I was trying to find like just someone that felt how I felt. Like, I was trying to find videos, and nothing was gonna help me. And I'm just like, this is something that I have to overcome myself. And I had some anxiety. I was just feeling even more depressed. I'm just like, I just need to be single, and maybe I just need to find myself. Like, I had all these things that I was telling myself when I really was just living in the past, and I didn't even realize I was living in the past. Meaning, I will always bring stuff up that happened like within my boyfriend's past life, within my past life, what I had seen with my parents, and they're really like, all those things would stay here, and I would bring into my relationship in the present, and it was horrible. And this is where my other point comes to, where just stay in the present. Don't reflect on the past. It's gonna bring you down. It's gonna make you feel more depressed. You're gonna drive yourself crazy, and eventually you're gonna have these thoughts like I had, where I just didn't want to be here anymore. And I took an Uber, and I went to the hospital, and I told the nurses I want to kill myself, and they took all my items away from me. That's the story I never told anyone. And my mom came, and I was crying in her arms. And I never told that story to anyone until now, to making this video. And like I said, if you're going through that, If you know someone going through that or you've been through that yourself, please, there's always a way where you can overcome. When it's something that happened such a long time ago, there's no need to bring it back to where you are right now. What's that doing for you? Think about it. Ask yourself that question. What is it doing for you? Is it bringing you any benefit? Is it helping you any way in your life? Is that something you want to bring with you to your future? These are questions you have to ask yourself. And I say this because this also plays a big part in your mental health. If you live in your past, you're mentally not stable enough to move on to your present and then the future. You're still stuck. So you need to stop everything you're doing, sit down, reflect, and let go. Another thing I started to embark on, I took more seriously, was my health. And like, I just didn't eat. And I'm already a petite person. And I just felt myself just getting skinnier, my face sunk in. It was nasty. And let me tell you, care of your health. It's so important, okay? The person you see in the mirror, you have to see that person every day. Like when I wake up, I look at myself every day. Before, I didn't do that. I didn't look at myself every day. I didn't like what I looked like. I didn't like my hair because I used to always straighten my hair. I would never wear my hair curly. I would always straighten it because, you know, I'll make another video about this, but, you know, for business purposes and etc. But I would always straighten my hair. I would never wear my hair curly. And then when I wore my hair curly, I thought it was curly and it wasn't. It was just burnt out from all the heat. And I didn't like how it looks. I didn't like how my body looked. So I decided in the beginning of January of this year that I'm going to take my fitness goals and exercise more and take it more seriously. And let me tell you guys, when I saw the difference of, you know, we take like, you know, pictures of our body, which I recommend, please take pictures of yourself when you're on your fitness journey, because you will see the difference. You might not see it at first, but people will notice it, which will make you feel better. And then when you see pictures and you take, you compare it from 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago till now, you'll see a difference if you're consistent. And, you know, it's so important. Like, there's so many benefits when it comes to working out and staying healthy and staying fit. Like, mentally, you look at the person in the mirror, you're like, damn, I like how I look. That's important. And I can tell you, because, you know, obviously there's so many people in the world that are struggling with weight, and that also leads to depression, where they look at themselves and they can't because they're not happy with the person they see in the mirror. Let me tell you, you can change that. And I have faith in you. I don't know you. I don't even know who's going to watch this video right now. But let me tell you, I have faith in you. You just need to have faith in you, okay? Having that relationship with God. I was in a dark place last year for a certain situation I went through. I'm going to write a book about. Stay tuned for that. I told myself, I need God. I don't need any mentors. I don't need anyone else. I need God. And I need God to forgive me. I need God to just come over me and just tell me what I should do. What's the next step? I pretty much gave it all up to him. And if you're not religious, there's something, everyone has something that they believe in. Just dig into that. And it will help you. I remember getting on my knees and just praying for however I was feeling. Do not live for anyone else but yourself. What I mean, if someone else has to make you happy, that's not okay. You have to be happy with yourself. You have to tell yourself, I'm happy with the person I am, and I know that the person I'm becoming is going to be even better. And that's what I tell myself. And I just wanted to end it with this, because we all need to have that one affirmation that we tell ourselves every day. And this is mine for everyone watching this video. You are worth it. You're worth everything, every single penny. Don't ever doubt yourself. Don't ever believe you're not. You're worth it.